Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to learn about loops in Python. For loops allow us to repeat a set of actions a predefined number of times. On the other hand, while loop allows us to repeat a set of actions until a condition is met, until something changes really. So let's see how those two work. So first, let's go to the for loop. So let's take, for example, trying to repeat a set of actions like 10 or 15 times, like trying to print hello like 15 or 20 times. Let's try that. So to use a for loop, we have like the for keyword. Then we have like the I for the iterator. The I can be basically anything we want, but the I keeps track of the number of times that we've iterated, that we've repeated something over and over again. So we use the I by default because it stands for the iterator, but you can use anything you want. So let's say for I in range 10. So range 10 means like I want to repeat this set of things like 10 times or any number that you want, so to say. So let's put the colon, then enter, and let's say print hello. So now when I run my code, we should have hello printed 10 times. So let's say Python 3, then actually let's move this file. Yeah, so Python 3 for loop dot py. Now you can see we have hello printed 10 times. So I can continue this and say I want to print like 100 times. And we have hello world printed like 100 times. So let's take, for example, you like offend someone and you're trying to say you are sorry like 1,000 times to show that you mean it. You might want to consider using a for loop for that. But let's see a few more things we could do with the for loop. So now let's say you have like a list of values and you're trying to like print every single value inside of that list one after the other. So let's see what we can do with that. Let's take, for example, I have a few names. So let's see a list of names. Names equals like, say, James, David, John, then let's say Joy. So now we have a list of names. Let's say we're trying to like say hello to everyone in this list. So what we just do is we can say for I in range, but now we don't want to range it this time because we are trying to loop through the list. We're trying to like iterate over every single value of the list. But since, remember I said like this I here stands for like the iterator. So it keeps track of every iteration. So if we are trying to loop through this list, this I should keep track of like every name that we are currently iterating over. So let's change this range to like the names that we have here. So now when I change this to names, what I'm just telling my for loop is that I want to go through every single value of this list one after the other. And now for every single value of the list, it will now, like if I should go over the first value, the I now, the variable will contain the first value of the list. If I should restart the loop again to go to the second iteration, the I will now contain the second value of the list, and to continue like this over and over again all the way to the end of the list. So now I can just change this I just for clarity. I can change the I to name. So you can see like for name in names, like for every single name in this list of names, I want to print something. So now when I run my code, you can see we have hello just the same number of times that we have the names in this list. So I can now choose to like say hello to every single one in this list. Now I just need to use the format string and say open and close brackets, hello, then name. So I'm trying to say hello to every single one in this list, one after the other. So let me just come back here and say, run my code again. Hello, James. Hello, David. Hello, John. Hello, Dan. And hello, Joy. So we've been able to loop through every single value of this list, one after the other. And yeah. So also we can loop through like values of a string, for example, because a string is just like a list of characters, a list of letters. So let's say I'm trying to like print every single value of like everybody's names one after the other. So let's say I want to do something like print James, then continue like that for every single name that is inside of my list. Now for that we use what is called a nested loop. A nested loop means I'm trying to loop like inside of another loop. So I want to repeat something, but while repeating that, I want to be repeating some set of other things also. So we have a for loop, inside of a for loop. That's called a nested loop in Python. So let's try to see what that looks like. So let's say I want to loop through all of my names now. But now for every name that I loop through, I want to also loop through those characters in that name. Like I want to go from J to A to M to E and to S. And for the David also, I want to do the exact same thing. D, A, V, I, D, and all of that. So let's try to do that. So let's say for I in name. So now for I name, I want to print. So let's say print. This time I want to print I. So now this will like print every single value one after the other inside of the names. So after this, I want to just say print. Just like a few lines to just show that I've printed one name. I want to continue printing another name and the likes. So now let's see what this looks like. Let me restart my code. Let me run my code again. Let me just make the terminal a little bigger so you can see the whole thing in full. So now you can see here we have James. After James, we have David, George, John, and Dan, and Joy. So you can see everything was printed one after the other because we used a nested loop. And after each name, we print like this to separate it inside of our code. So when you're using the for loop, you already know the number of times that you want to go, that you want to repeat something. For example, when you're trying to loop through our names, you already know that okay, this name is like a set of 5 names. So we're only going to repeat this 5 times. So we already know beforehand that this is the number of times that we want to repeat something. That's when we use a for loop. But when we don't know, like when we don't know the number of times we want to repeat something, when we want to just continue to repeat until something happens, or until a certain condition is met, or until something changes, that's when we use a while loop. Because we continue to do the same thing over and over until something changes, or until we meet a certain condition. That's when we use a while loop. So let's see how a while loop works. And let me create a new file for that. So let's say while loop.py. Now to use the while loop, we have the while keyword. Then we have like a condition. So let's say while name equals James. So let me create a name variable here and say name equals James. Then colon and then enter. Let's say print my name is James. So what's happening here is I'm telling my computer to repeat printing my name is James for as long as my name is James. So if my name is James, just continue to tell everybody my name is James, my name is James, my name is James. But as soon as I change my name to something else, it will stop telling people my name is James because now my name is different. So that's the condition that is here. Tell people my name is James until my name is no longer James. So that's the whole idea of this. So if my name is James, I want to tell people my name is James continuously. But as soon as I change my name to something else, then this whole loop will stop because the loop is based on that condition. Let's say, for example, I'm trying to base this on a number, for example. So let's say while number equals 0. Now, let's say I'm trying to do something like while number less than 5. Then print number is less than 5. So what's happening here is I have a number, the number is 0. So I want to tell people that okay, currently this number is less than 5. So I want to keep telling people that okay, the number is less than 5 for as long as it's less than 5. But as soon as the number goes over 5, this whole thing stops because it is based on that condition. So let's see this in action. Let me just remove this while loop here. But now let me come back to my terminal and run this code. Let me just make this a little shorter. Okay. Now let's run this and see what happens. Now let me run while loop.py. Here you can see it continues to do the same thing. Like number is less than 5, number is less than 5, continues and never stops actually until I at least does stop it. So what we had there was called an infinite loop because it continues forever. So we have an infinite loop when the condition was never met. It never, like, the value of number never changed. So it would always be less than 5, which means this loop will continue to run forever. That's why it's called an infinite loop. It runs infinitely. So what we now need to do for this to stop is we need to change the value of 5 to like of number to make it greater than 5. That's only when this loop will stop. So now let's do something like this. Let's say number equals number plus 1. So what's happening here is I have a while loop that states that I want to print number is less than 5 every time I check number is less than 5. But every time I'm iterating over this, I'm adding 1 to 5. So the first time I go and check, okay, is number less than 5? If it's less than, I'll print this. Okay, number is less than 5. But then I'll add 1 to number. That means number is now 1, no longer 0. So I'll check again. Is number less than 5? This time is still 1, so I'll print it again. Number is less than 5. But then I'll add 1 also. Then it continues like this until number is now greater than 5, and then that will now stop the loop. So let's run this again and see what happens. So now when I run my code one more time, Python while loop you can now see that this runs just 5 times. Because after 5 times, 5 is now equals to 5, and the whole thing just stops. Because 5 is no longer less than 5. Like the value of number is no longer less than 5, which is 5 at the moment. So now let's now continue and see a few more times that a few more things that could make this very interesting. So let's change this to 8, and that will still work exactly the same. So when I set this to, we have 8 times. So that's how it works. So now this time I'm saying less than 5, but she's saying less than 8 actually. But that's that aside. Now let's see a few more applications of this thing. You know, when you're using your phone, like when you enter your password, you notice your phone just continues to ask you for password for as long as you don't get it right. Let's say you enter the wrong password once, it comes again. Enter new password, enter password again. So as long as you get it wrong, it continues to ask you the password. But when you get it right, it stops asking for password and allows you to log into the phone. Now you can see the application of the loop there, because they continue to ask you for password until you get it right. That means they have a loop that is based on a condition, which is like a while loop in this case. So they continue to ask you for password until you get it right. So let's try to duplicate that inside of our code. Let me just go ahead and comment this part of it out. So we could do it in 2 ways using a while loop. Let's create a variable. So I want to create a variable called my password. So my password, let's say, is secured. So my password is basically secured, and let's say password. Or let's say my password is just someone's name, and let's say nobody knows. So this is my password, nobody knows. So now let's try to continue to ask the user for password until the user gets it right. So now let's say we use a while loop in this case. But before that, we need to like set the value of the password that the user enters. So let's create a variable for that also. Let's say user input, and let's say that equals an empty string, because the user has not typed anything currently. So now we need to now continue to ask the user for password every time until the user gets it right. So what we do is we will say the while, then we say while user inputs does not equals my password. Then we need to continue to ask the user for inputs. Now we say user inputs. Nope. User inputs equals inputs enter password. So now let's run this and see if it actually works. Let me just open a terminal a bit much better. And so after this, we just want to print correct password. Now let me just run my code. And now you can see enter password. Let's see I first enter the wrong password, like POP. Still wrong, so it asks me for password again. Let's say 8. It's asking for password again. Let's just type something else that is wrong again. But now as soon as I type the correct password, nobody knows. Now you can see correct password. So this will continue to ask me for password as long as I keep getting it wrong. So continue to ask me, continue to ask me. Like, it just keep doing this forever until I get the password right. So as soon as I type nobody knows, correct password. So the second way we could do this actually is using what is called an infinite loop, and then we have to break out of the infinite loop. So in a loop, we have what is called a break keyword. We can use a break keyword in a loop. The break keyword just stops the whole thing. Like, no matter what is happening in the loop currently, when you use break, it just stops. But now we cannot just use a break keyword. We have to condition it. That when a certain condition is met, you need to now stop the whole loop. So let's try to do this using what is called a break keyword. So let me just delete this whole thing, or let me just comment this out for now. Now let's say using break, we already have my password set. So what I want to do now is use a while true. So we are using a condition, right, inside of our while loop, but now we are saying while true, and it will forever be true, because this condition now is always returning true value. So this is defining a condition, a while loop. Using while true means it's just naturally an infinite loop. It's continue forever until you break out of the loop. So let's try to use this now to make our password stuff work. So while true, that means forever asks the user for input. So let's say user input equals input, enter password. So it will forever ask the user for input on to enter password, but then it checks inside of this function if user inputs equals my password. Then and only then should you break out of this loop. So that means the only time it will stop this loop is when the passwords match. So let's try this and see if it works exactly the same as the previous one. Enter password, wrong password, wrong password, wrong password. But now when I type nobody knows, it stops because we've gotten the correct password. So what I just need to do to make it do exactly the same is just print correct password. Now when I run my code again, it has exactly the same response that the other one has. When I type nobody knows, correct password.